How's it going, everyone? I want to do a video that is probably going to come off a little bit negative, but it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. Now, I've been talking a lot about PlayStation Plus, especially since PlayStation Plus Extra has been brought into the fold, and I've been rather complimentary towards PlayStation Plus Extra. I think every month they have offered quality updates, and I think generally speaking, there is a lot of value in PlayStation Plus Extra. Am I saying that, it's rivaling Game Pass? No, I don't think it's rivaling Game Pass. Game Pass has got all the first-party titles day one, even though you can make the arguments that, first-party Microsoft titles have not been great. But even outside of that, you got third-party heavy hitters like Atomic Heart, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Redfall, even if it's 30 FPS, is going to be there day one. Come September, Starfield is going to be there, Forza Horizon has been there, Halo Infinite's campaign has been there day one, etc., etc. There's been a lot of quality in Game Pass, and while I wouldn't say PlayStation Plus has been at that level as far as Extra goes, there has still been a lot of quality and a lot of quality updates with PlayStation Plus Extra. And even with titles like Stray, you had Chia, there are some notable day one titles arriving to PlayStation Plus Extra, but not at the level of Xbox Game Pass. And I do see the rhetoric on social media often where everything has to be compared to Game Pass if it's a gaming subscription service. Look, Game Pass is one of one, and nobody is going to question the level of value you get out of Game Pass. Nobody was even trying to say that PlayStation Plus Extra was as good as Game Pass. That comparison is obviously going to be made, and I make it oftentimes too, but I also can adhere to the fact that, hey, Sony does not have as much stock into PlayStation Plus Extra as Microsoft has on Game Pass, and that's perfectly fine. If you see value in PlayStation Plus Extra, sign up for it. There's a lot of quality games, and I think if you sign up for the year-long subscription service, you're gonna get quality for your dollar, especially if you don't own a lot of the games. That's really where the value comes in. If you already own every game on PlayStation Plus Extra, or damn near every game on PlayStation Plus Extra, yes, that'll lessen its value, but you've got titles like Kena Bridge of Spirit being rolled out. You've got Bethesda titles being added like Doom Eternal, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition is on there, Fallout 4, Ubisoft titles like Riders Republic, Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, another Bethesda game, Slay the Spire just got added. There's a lot of quality games, and a lot of first-party PlayStation titles are also available with PlayStation Plus Extra. Horizon Forbidden West recently got added. That's a major addition of a game that still goes for a hefty price, so the fact that that's available in PlayStation Plus Extra is great. And I remember the rhetoric when Horizon Forbidden West got added to PlayStation Plus Extra. A lot of people were like, okay, how long is this game gonna last on Plus Extra? Is it gonna be 90 days? Is it gonna be 6 months? Because no way a game of that caliber is just gonna stay in Plus Extra for the foreseeable future, right? Well, I pushed back on that kind of thinking. I did not expect Horizon Forbidden West to be removed from Plus Extra, and it hasn't. It's only been a couple months. It's a first-party game. It's a title that Sony owns the rights to, and they own that game. When it comes to third-party titles getting added to PlayStation Plus Extra, there's licensing agreements, there's contracts involved, everything like that, where they are signing a deal for X period of time for that game to be a part of the service, and ultimately, either that period of time is going to elapse and the game is going to be rotated out of the service, or they can come back to the negotiation table and they can re-up the deal and the game can continue to be a part of the service. That is the case for third-party games. However, for first-party titles, they should be there perpetually. That's why I come to you with this video, because hidden in the PlayStation blog post regarding the PlayStation Plus game catalog for the month of April, it was noted as part of our normal content refresh, Resident Evil, NBA 2K Playgrounds 2 will be among some of the titles leaving the PlayStation Plus game catalog. I left out one game because I want to note those two games. Those two games are third-party titles. I get it, that's fine. The period of time that they signed the deal for is coming to an end. However, another title that'll be leaving the service is Marvel's Spider-Man. That game is leaving the service in May. Now let's do some thinking here. Marvel Spider-Man, first of all, is a game developed by Insomniac. Insomniac is a studio owned by Sony. Marvel Spider-Man was a game that was published by Sony and PlayStation. They own the rights to that game. Marvel Spider-Man does not need to leave the service. Why is it leaving the service come the month of May? Doesn't this seem like this is all timed out all too well? When is the big promotional push for Marvel Spider-Man 2 supposed to start? Hey, it's supposed to start probably in May or early June because Spider-Man 2 is scheduled for a release this fall. You gotta get the ball rolling with promoting that game, and May or June makes a lot of sense in the world. So now, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is gonna be in the news cycle, it's gonna be promoted everywhere. but you can't play it through PlayStation Plus Extra. You're removing that game. Is that because you want people to pay $19.99, $29.99, or hell, buy the Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition so they can play it on PS5? Is that what's going on here? Because that is what I am led to believe, and even if that's not the case, if this game is just being pulled because they just want to revitalize, I don't know, the game and want people to buy the game, I don't even get how that works. Removing a game from a subscription service that would open up that game to a lot more people, that doesn't make any sense to me. But the timing has to make you wonder, why is the game being removed right before Spider-Man 2 is really getting its big push? And even outside of that, the fact that a first-party game is leaving the service in the first place is absolutely whack. Whenever I talk about the games leaving PlayStation Plus Extra, like we talked about GTA, I believe it was Vice City, that game left PlayStation Plus Extra. Well, that's a Rockstar title, which you have to sign a significant deal to get a Rockstar game. I don't care if it's GTA Vice City. To get that game on Plus, you're signing for a pretty penny there. Red Dead Redemption 2, same thing. That's a Rockstar game. It was there on Plus Extra for a little bit. It left the service and rotated out. They didn't re-up the deal. I don't know why, but you have to pay a pretty penny to keep a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 in a service like that. In the case of Marvel Spider-Man, outside of some maybe small fees here and there, you don't have to do much to keep that game in the service, given the fact that it's a Sony and PlayStation published game. So the fact they're removing it, Spider-Man 2 aside, is already whack, but you add in the Spider-Man 2 wrinkle there, and the fact that Spider-Man 2 is gonna get this promotional push, the fact that they're removing it now just makes it even doubly whack. Now, I have put out the idea out there that maybe Marvel Spider-Man is being removed because Sony is planning on, hey, let's say in the month of May, they're gonna add Marvel Spider-Man Remastered directly onto PlayStation Plus Extra, because remember, this is Marvel Spider-Man, this is not Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, which is the PS5 version of the game that's upgraded. That version is exclusive to the Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which still goes for a pretty penny on sale. If that's the case, if come May, they're taking this version out and throwing in Spider-Man Remastered, I can kind of understand to an extent, but then you have to ask yourself, there are people with just the PlayStation 4, why don't you leave the game in the service for them so they could still play the game? Even if you do want to add Spider-Man Remastered, which is great, I would love to see Spider-Man Remastered be added into the service, because right now, there's no way to actually get that game standalone outside of just buying Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which is, you know, $70 MSRP, and even when it goes on sale, still a hefty price point, and that is literally the only way to get the game, while Miles Morales, that game is available on Plus Extra. So it's just something that I very much think you should have your eyes on, because is this something that Sony's gonna do in the future? They didn't do it for God of War while God of War Ragnarok was coming out. Why are they doing it here for Marvel Spider-Man? It's just jarring to me, and I feel like it's something that there should be a little bit of an explanation with, because as much as I've talked about it, games rotating out, and I've said it over and over again, there's no way first-party games are going to leave the service. It's a first-party game. Why would it leave the service? They have all the rights to it, where in the case of all of these other games you see being added, like all the Square Enix games, you do have to sign these agreements, and it's for a set period of time, and once that period of time elapses, again, you can go back to the table, and you can negotiate for the game to stay on the service, or you can move on and go your separate ways. That's how generally these things work. And there's something else whack about the PlayStation Plus Extra update for the month of April, the fact that Sackboy: A Big Adventure was used as a title in both Plus Extra and Plus Essential. A lot of you guys pointed that out in the comment section, and I feel like that's something I should talk about a little bit more in the future, because if that's something they do regularly, it's something that definitely Sony should get a little flack for. But I think for now, they should be getting a little bit more flack for Spider-Man. In the case of just first-party games leaving the service already, that's lame. But in this case, the timing of it is absolutely atrocious, given the fact that there's a lot of people that probably want to play that game ahead of Spider-Man 2. And then you look into the fact of, even if it's to add Spider-Man Remastered into the service, which I think would be fantastic to offer people a way to play that game without just, you know, having to buy the Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, that'd be great. But then you're removing this game from PS4 users, which that's pretty lame as well. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. I feel like this is just something that's getting, you know, thrown under the rug, but Sony definitely deserves a little bit of flack for this, and I would at least like an explanation as to why this is happening, outside of the obvious concern of they just want to sell more copies of the game ahead of the release of Spider-Man 2. But that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.